Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is the second part in my Grand Sport series, and today I got my smoked LED side marker lights in for the front and the rear. These are from Vette Lights. There's other companies that make them. Morimoto's one of them. They actually sell through Vette Lights as well. So this is pretty easy for the front. We'll turn the wheels opposite directions to get into the torque screws. We just got to get our hand back there to pop the tab for this. The rear, we'll pop a mud flap out and take the torque screws out there. Same thing, pop them out, plug them in, push them in, and we're done. A couple other products I got. These cars have Apple Carplay, but they're wired. And I got a module, my son Rex sent me a link for a module that you plug into the USB behind the radio screen where it drops down, and it makes it wireless. So I can get in with my iPhone, start the car, and every time it links up, no problems. So, but when I got that and I plugged it in there, I noticed that the cord was short enough that it was pulling on that module. I didn't want to damage it. So I got on Amazon, and lo and behold, somebody makes a tray for there, back behind the radio screen. So the brand is Corlot, K-O-R-L-O-T. I'll show you that in a bit. It's, I think it might be 3D printed. It's a hard, rigid plastic. It fits right in there, snug. I can put that module on top. Plenty of room for anything underneath, wallet, phone, handgun, whatever you want. So I'll show you that as well. And lastly, on this episode, I will show you the battery. The Grand Sports and the Z06s have the battery in the rear. Raise the hatch, and it's the passenger side rear corner underneath the carpet mat. There's a styrofoam tray over the top of it. Other than that, we'll go ahead and get started and get this wrapped up. So I got a T15 bit in my 1/4" socket. You can get right in here. You pull out these two screws right here. Now we can get in here, feel for the clip, and there you go. Unplug that. Pull that lock back, and then unplug it. You can see right here there's a lock you have to pull back, that little gray tab, looks like a T. Pull back on that. So there you have one up here, one here, one here, and we're ready to put the other one in. So to make sure that you're getting the right one, these are clearly marked. We have L for left, R for right, and this has a red dot, which means it's going to be red and goes in the rear. The other ones for the front have an orange dot, so that's how you tell. Go ahead and plug this in, push the lock in, and then there you go. Done. We'll do the other side, get to the front, wrap it up. Well, that's the finished product. Lens in, mud flat back on, got our screws in. Looks pretty good. All right, well, the fronts aren't too bad. We got 3 screws right here. Okay, there's another 7mm screw on the bottom corner right there. And then you can pull this out, pull this back, get your hand in there, and pop your tabs. 1, 2, and 3. Again, under your connector, pull your light. Make sure that you push this inner fender well back behind the seam of the front fascia. So when you're putting these screws in, it's a good idea to take a look here on the outside, make sure that it's up against the fascia so you don't have a gap. And these aren't head bolts or anything, you don't need to crank them down. All that's going to do is distort the plastic. going to be going through this procedure again when I order the carbon fiber wheel openings. At least I'll have an idea of what I'm doing. And there we go. Front ones are in, back ones are in. And I just received the other day the black stinger stripe for the center of the hood that goes behind the radiator vent opening. And we'll go ahead and get that installed too. I think it gives the car a much better look like that. So I noticed when I was under the car that both edges of my center front air dam were torn. It's tearing right here along this seam. It stopped right about here. It's going to continue, but in the meantime, I drilled and zip tied it as a stopgap until I can order another one. Okay, so behind the radio screen here is the tray I was talking about. This is my wireless CarPlay adapter, and then this is the tray that I got from Amazon, and it just fits right in there, perfectly snug, and you got plenty of room underneath and for stuff up here. And then at least now that this is up here, it won't hang by the plug and damage that. So not a bad gig. I don't recall how much this was. I'm sure it wasn't a lot. And then the Apple CarPlay adapter, I think, was $1.25. Okay, so we got the decal on, and I squeegeed it all out. I got all the air bubbles out in the middle. What I'm doing right now is heating up the edge of the vent where it goes over, so I can get those to lay down flat. And then this edge back here is going to fold over the back side of the hood of the lip, and it's going to go all the way around underneath. So when you're sitting in the driver's seat looking out, you're not going to see any paint coming right there. But right now I got to get the flat surface to stay down without any air bubbles. Let it dry for a bit, and then I'll peel the backing off, and this should go ahead and fold under. It's a good idea to take your vent out. You can do it with the insulation in. I decided to take the insulation out. It's a little easier. It's only 6 push pins, and you can see all the garbage over there, the vent, and the other part from the trash can lid. It doesn't take 10 minutes to get that out, so looks like we're doing pretty good here on this edge. I don't think I have any air bubbles in it. There's one. Might be dirt. Be sure to wash your hood off before you start. I did, but might have gotten something on there. Definitely better than factory anyway. Right now, I'm really trying to get this edge to lay down so that when I put the vent in, if the vent comes in from underneath, okay, well, we got the decal on. So I had to move it around, but I got the vinyl to fold over on the front. I got the vinyl to fold over on the back. And in order for me to do that, I had to scoot it a little bit over to the passenger side. I kind of ended up cocking it like this a little bit, but I'm sure it's better than it would have been done at the factory. I'm satisfied with it. It's a driver, it's not a show car, and you just need to keep working these edges. I use the heat gun a lot, and this orange terry cloth towel, and I just so I wouldn't scratch the surface because we already pulled the backing paper away. And then I was just holding the heat gun and running this over like this. And eventually, after you get all of the water out from underneath the decal, it'll start to stick. Same with the back side. It's actually folded up underneath and it's good to go. So we'll go ahead and get the vent in and we'll wrap this project up. All right, well, there's the finished product. I've got the vent back in. You can see here where I have it tucked all the way down there and folded over that front lip so that there's no body color there. And on the back side, it's folded over the edge of the hood. So when you're sitting in the driver's seat or the passenger seat, that wraps down and over the edge. And you see that black right there. So all in all, not a bad job. Like I said, I did pull it up once and I was kind of concerned. I thought maybe I had already stretched it with the heat or maybe the adhesive wasn't going to stick, but I re-wet it with the Johnson's Baby Shampoo Soapy Solution and squeegeed it down and worked the edges with a heat gun. So that's it. So for those of you that are tired with the cylinder deactivation, this is the product right here. It's called, it's by a company called Range. This is what it looks like. It's just a module. It plugs right into the diagnostic link and it gets rid of the cylinder deactivation, or otherwise known as AFM, active fuel management. There's nothing tricky about this or scientific about this. You just plug it in and it inhibits the cylinder deactivation. It doesn't reprogram the ECU. It doesn't mess anything up with the ECU. It won't throw codes. It literally just stops it. So it comes with, there's LED lights on the back here. I don't know, I guess just for fun, but they have green, blue, and red. I wasn't really a big fan of having any additional LED lighting down on the footwell, but I guess if you wanted to, you could put black tape over it. It doesn't seem to bother me. It's 3 little LEDs. I got red. It's not that big of a deal. But yeah, if you need to take your car in for smog diagnostics, get a tune, you're at the dyno, whatever, you just unplug it and then you do whatever you need to do, and when you're done, you plug it back in and it eliminates that. Range falls under the Holley umbrella, so I don't know if they own them or if they're selling their products, but when I ordered it, I got an email back from Holley stating that it was my Range module. So because that, you know, I kind of saw that and was like, I didn't order anything from Holley, but that's where it's come from. So it falls under their umbrella with all of their other brands. And they also, Range also makes modules if you have a vehicle that has skip shift. And they also have a module that has skip, that will eliminate skip shift and the active fuel management. So you got the best of both worlds if you have that. I think some of the trucks maybe have that. But there you go. Yeah, I think it was, I don't know, $180 or something, but it was worth it. This thing was searching all the time for what gear it needed to be in, and it started to become annoying. So anyway, runs great. And if you go to your display information system there and you bring up your info with your distance to empty, that's where it has that little V8. It'll change, V4 will be green, and then when it goes into 8 mode, it'll be V8 and it'll be in orange or yellow or something like that. But once you plug that in, it'll never go back to 4. So pretty good product. Check them out, Range Industries. And finally, if you guys got a Grand Sport or a Z06, over in the passenger rear corner, underneath this edge of carpet here, is where your battery lays. Went ahead and got a styrofoam cover here. Battery's right in here, fuse block. And go ahead and went ahead and changed that. So with the battery, I wanted to go with another AGM. I'm absorbent glass mat like the Optima batteries, but we've had some bad luck with the Optima batteries lately. I found out that they moved their manufacturing center from Colorado to Mexico, and ever since they did, they've had some quality issues. We put one in Rex's orange Z51 last year, not even a year, probably 11 months ago, and it's been junk ever since we put it in there. The car's always dead. If he leaves it 4 or 5 days, it's dead. It's got to get jumped. You know, we bought the Optima chargers to use to charge them before we put them in. After we put them in, it's a constant battle of a dead battery. I had one in Extreme Ray, my .69, same thing, always dead. And you know, because I work all the time and I can't drive the car that much, it was either always on the charger or I come out here and it was always dead or low, and it really got to be annoying. So just went with the standard lead acid battery for this. I'm not messing with Optima anymore. There's other AGM batteries out there, but you know, for right now, I just wanted to make sure that the car was going to start every time I got in it for peace of mind. So I might upgrade later on. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. But anyway, so that's going to take care of it for this episode. We still got some more episodes. We got a lot more episodes going on Addie's GTJ. And I still have to put the rear fascia on Max's Cadillac CTS. That's the V fascia. So keep an eye out for those, and thanks for subscribing. I appreciate it.